I bought a recent collection that had a few comics, it had cards, and it had a few action figures. So let's go take a look and see what was in there. So let's start off with a few dollar comics. We have Spectacular Spider-Man 212, The Amazing Spider-Man 335, it's about like $1 to $2. Detective Comics 612, mostly a dollar book. Thor 403, dollar book. Batman number 473, dollar book. Detective Comics 666, part of the Nightfall storyline, around $1. Spectacular Spider-Man 215, cool Scorpion cover, but $1. But it is a newsstand. Batman 512, cool Killer Croc cover, $1. The Thing and Thor Marvel Team Up 212, and Marvel 2-in-1 number 31 Thing cover. Then we get into the more $10 issues, and we have this Thing number 8 cover. The book roughly runs from like $10 or so. Then we have this cool Spectacular Spider-Man 223, and it has a cover that detaches, or like I don't know what you call that, but I'm going to take it out of the bag here and take a look. And the cover like opens over the other cover. So that one's pretty cool. I'm not sure how much it's worth, but that's a really cool cover. So you can take it up like that. I always love comic covers like that. I would say probably it's worth around the $10 range just because of that cool cover. Then we have The Amazing Spider-Man 297, which is right before the Venom run, and it's homage to the classic Spider-Man run from the 60s. $8 to $10. Then we have Spider-Man and Black Panther Marvel Team Up, which is the first time Spider-Man and Black Panther meet in a comic. This one roughly around $15. Then we have Marvel Tales, starring Spider-Man, which is the reprint of Stan Lee's last story. Roughly, it's a reprint, but it's roughly can get you $5. Then The Amazing Spider-Man 228, which is a Bronze Age issue, like roughly around $10 to $15 to pick up this one. Then we have Spider-Man number 46, still in the poly bag, cool silver cover, newsstand, and this one can be about $10. Then we have Doctor Strange number 20, 30 center, $10. Then we have Amazing Spider-Man 228, $10. Then we have, here's a cool one, The Invaders number 12, which is the first appearance of Spitfire. Really cool. I thought it was a Jack Kirby cover, but it's not. Those are the artists right there, illustrators, Frank Robbins and Frank Springer. Well, actually, no, Joe Simon did it, not Jack Kirby. Joe Simon did the cover, so it's a cool Joe Simon cover, plus the first appearance. Then we have Green Lantern number 51, which was Kyle Rayner gets his first costume as Green Lantern. It's a newsstand. It doesn't go as much as the other one with the DC logo, but still pretty cool. Then we have Fantastic Four number 168. Luke Cage joins Fantastic Four, $10 to $15 issue. Then we have Fantastic Four number 442. This character, Durgoth, I think it is, he appears in that issue. Then we have Fantastic Four 167. Hulk and Thing team up. I think Jack Kirby did this cover as well. Then we have Fantastic Four number 140, which is the origin of Annihilus. This one goes for roughly around 20, 15, $20, depending on the condition. And then the most valuable one in this collection is Fantastic Four 164, which is the first appearance of the Crusader. And judging by the condition, it roughly goes around 15 to $30. So this guy had the complete set of the 90s Spider-Man card run from Todd McFarlane, which is pretty cool. And these are all the cards that Todd McFarlane did in the 90s. You can see his few Spider-Man, Spider-Man again, Peter Parker, Spider-Man webbing up a goon, Spider-Man crushing a spiders thing, the wrestling scene, Spider-Man and trying to get the burglar, the Amazing Spider-Man number 1, Chameleon, J. Jonah Jameson with a shocked face, Spider-Man reading Peter Parker reading the Daily Bugle, Spider-Man vs. Puma, the Fantastic Four, Spider-Man with a camera, Spider-Man vs. Vulture, Spider-Man vs. Vulture again, the Tinker, Doc Ock vs. Spider-Man, Doc Ock vs. Spider-Man. As you see, some of these Sandman, some of these were taken right from panels from the comics, which are pretty cool cards. Lizard, Peter Parker in class, Spider-Man vs. Electro, Betty Brant, the Enforcers, Mysterio, that's a cool one. Green Goblin, Peter Parker, from the classic cover, Spider-Man and Mary Jane, Spider-Man and Hulk, Kraven the Hunter, the, well, I forget what you call him, Spider-Man and the Lizard, Spider-Man J. Jonah Jameson from the classic cover, Spider-Man vs. Rhino, Spider-Man Grey Hulk, Spider-Man the X-Men, Shocker, Spider-Man mourning the death of Captain Stacy, Harry Osborn, Spider-Man and Morbius, Spider-Man vs. Morbius vs. Manwolf, Peter kissing MJ, Gwen Stacy, the Amazing Spider-Man 122 issue, Jackal, the Punisher issue with Spider-Man and Punisher, the New Goblin, Black Cat, the Burglar, Spider-Man vs. Hydro Man, Hobgoblin, Kingpin, the Secret Wars #1, Black Suit Spider-Man, Black Cat, The Rose, I think it is, Peter, Marvel characters Venom vs. Spider-Man, Hobgoblin Unmasked, The Wedding of MJ and Peter Parker, Spider-Man coming from the grave, Spider-Man versus, forgot his name, Spider-Man in Venom's eyes, Spider-Man Hobgoblin, Spider-Man #1 classic cover, Carnage, Spider-Man on the Wall, Spider-Man versus Kraven, I think. That's taken from a comic issue, Spider-Man 2099, and the checklist, which this set has all of the 90 cards. So these are really cool cards. I collect the cards from the 90s. I'm happy to have them, and definitely keeping this in my collection. So it's the complete run set. This collection was. So all the figures in this collection came from 90s Toy Biz, every single one. I grew up a lot with a lot of these figures, so it's cool to have them as well. None of them were in the box, but they all were loose, but I will show pictures of. First up, we have Doctor Doom from the Marvel Superhero series. He has his cloak, but he's missing all of his accessories. Still a cool figure, though. And then next, we have Thor from the same series. He just has his hammer. I thought he was missing the cape, but the figure looks like the figure did not come with the cape, from what I can see. And here we have Cyclops. I couldn't find the box for Cyclops, but I'm pretty sure he came from that same series. Next, we have the Hulk, and he was missing his accessories. He came with a bar that he bends with his hands. Next, we have Captain America, and he was missing his iconic shield, so it was just the Captain America figure. And then we have the U.S. Agent, who, the same, he was missing his shield. Cool figure, though. And then, last but not least, we have the Silver Surfer, and he came with his surfboard. So these are all the figures from the Marvel Superheroes line that came in this collection. Cool figures from the 90s. Up next, we have the 90s Fantastic Four toy line. We have the Invisible Girl, the Human Torch, and he does come with only one fireball, but he comes with one fireball. We have the Thing, who came with his broken Yancey Street sign. I think that's so cool. He's probably one of my favorite ones that came in this collection. And then we have Mr. Fantastic, who came in the 1994 animated series toy line. Just the figure, no accessories. So those were all the Fantastic Four figures that came in this collection. Pretty cool. Next we have the 90s Spider-Man figures, and first we have Peter Parker, and he comes with his camera. Then we have the Chameleon, which had interchangeable heads. He comes with the Venom head and the Jameson head and the gun, but he's missing the Spider-Man head. Then we have Spider-Man himself, and he had a web shooter, and if he hit his arm here, the web shooter is supposed to pop out, but the figure is actually broken. Then we have Hobgoblin, and he comes with his glider and the Hobgoblin bomb, and if you move his hand here, he's supposed to throw the pumpkin bomb. Next we have Doc Ock, and if you push the back here, his tentacles kind of like came together to like attack Spider-Man feature. Then we have Rhino. When you push the button on the back, his head pops up like that. Then we have the Scorpion, and his tail has like a moving feature. And then we have Kingpin, and if you push his hands up, it's supposed to be like he's throwing Spider-Man. He did not come with any of his accessories. And then we have Mysterio, who actually came with the pin and the pump, and the whole figure came with the accessories, which is really cool. And then next we have the Water Spider-Man, which he didn't come with any of his accessories, but I wish he did because that when I was younger, that Venom Shark was really cool. So that was the whole Spider-Man series line. Other Toy Biz figures we had She-Hulk from the Hulk toy line, and she came with that crossbow accessory. Then we have Spider-Woman from the Iron Man toy line. Wolverine, two Wolverine figures from Toy Biz. I could not find the box for that Wolverine. Then we had this Wolverine with his armor. Then next, we have Rogue from the Toy Biz X-Men line. I loved the X-Men line growing up. It was such a cool line. Had a bunch of them. Not sure what. I think this is Captain America. I'm not sure where this figure is from, so I could not find the box. And then we have Captain America from the Marvel Legends Toy Biz series, just with a shield. He did not come with the stand, or he did not come with the comic in the back. So there you have it. Those were all the figures that was in this collection, or all the big figures anyway. There is some other miscellaneous figures that I had in the box, so I'm going to show you that in a bit, but those were all the Toy Biz figures that came in this collection. Next, they have these metal figures. I don't know if you remember them from Toy Biz. They're like these little minifigures that came in a set. And then we had these giant figures. And if you remember them, Toy Biz used to make giant figures, so we have the thing here. That's pretty cool. And then we have a very beat up, damaged Hulk from the 70s. Came out when the Hulk TV show came out. It's a really retro toy, but it's in bad shape. So with everything, the figures, the comics, and the whole complete card set, this collection cost me $200. So I think it was worth it because I got some pretty decent comics, I got some cool figures, and I got some comics and cards. So what do you guys? Do you think I overpaid for this collection, or do you think that was just the right price? Did you have any of these classic Toy Biz figures from the 90s? Did you collect any Marvel cards? And what did you think of the comics? Let me know down in the comments, and I'll see you all next video. Bye-bye.